Hi.
Here's the menu.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with you.
All right, so hi, and thanks for joining us at the library for our movie club, where we watch and review movies you can check out on our Hoopla. You can check it out on our National City Public Library website. So what is Hoopla? It's a streaming service similar to Netflix, but not only can you stream movies and TV shows, but also audiobooks, ebooks, and comics. And the great thing about Hoopla is that everyone can check out the same thing. There's no waiting for that one DVD out there that someone's rented for. So to get it started, we're gonna go ahead and introduce ourselves.
I'm Alex New. I'm the information technician at the library.
Maria Marmolejo, circulation supervisor.
Merv Jensen, senior librarian.
And I'm Mickey Vidama, the literacy coordinator.
And so the National City Library Movie Club is an interactive club, so you can join us in our meetings every week. We meet on Zoom and we post the login information on our website at www.nationalcitylibrary.org. And if you enjoy what you're seeing, don't forget to hit the like button and click subscribe so you can see new content every week.
For this week's movie review, movie club. Now, let's talk about this week's movie, Birdemic, Shock and Terror. It's a little clip about, what the movie's about. It's an eagle eye viewers can see that Birdemic is a small independent movie that likes crow about the dangers of environmental hazards. This movie is directed by James Nguyen and starring Alan Bogg and Whitney Moore. This movie was shot on a very small budget using a non-professional actors. The movie is about birds going stark raven mad and attacking gas stations and people. There's also an emotional love story that takes up the entire first half of the movie. We follow the main characters as they fall in love and find out whether the two can escape the Birdemic. Let's see what others have to think about the movie.
So I'll start. For me, I would say this isn't a movie I've seen anything really similar to. It was quite novel. And I guess if you wanted to wrap it up in a small box, you could say it's like a mashup, a B-level mashup between The Birds and An Inconvenient Truth. And I don't know, for me, it just made me think of like the types of movies you would see on Mystery Science Theater, something along those lines. But when I was watching, I just constantly kept thinking back about this kind of looked like two high school clubs, like an environmental club and a film club, where they mashed up in forces and put this together. But it was, fun and entertaining, but the first 5 minutes were, that was the real hurdle to get past. And after that, you were kind of in smooth sailing. You knew what you were in store.
For me, it reminded me a little bit about the Hitchcock movie Birds, similar to that synopsis of that movie. It was a little slow for me, but overall, it was somewhat entertaining and a little funny.
Yeah, for me, I kind of had this prior knowledge that it was a low budget movie. But when it started, it really took me by surprise because I wasn't even sure what I was really watching. Yeah, it is quite dated. It seemed like it was made maybe in the 90s or early 2000s or something. But eventually, it did start to pick up my interest just because of how interesting and how different it was. And yeah, the whole first part is not, you don't even see birds in the whole first part per se.
I timed it 45 minutes and no birds.
Yeah.
Bird on the beach, wasn't it?
Yeah, and so at some point I thought, like, is this really Birdemic? Am I watching the wrong movie? But eventually the birds start coming out, and the action get started. So yeah, it was really interesting. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe this film is you've never seen anything like this. It's
Yeah.
the special
Yeah.
effects, they're not so special, but I like the fact that everyone in there seemed to at least be sincere in what they're doing. Looks like they were attempting to film something. Probably just didn't realize how the movie would turn out. I thought that the acting was it was what you would expect from this type of movie. Although there was one scene where the little girl was, spoiler alert, was stuck under the van. I thought that was probably like the most sincere acting of the whole movie. But it is a movie that's like an hour and a half long, so that 20 seconds was probably not indicative of how the rest of the movie is.
She was a standout.
Yeah. And I think, that's a really good point to touch on. Like, their acting was sincere. Like, I did think during the movie, like, how would I have felt if I was in this movie? And really good job to them for doing what they did. And you can see around me there are the birds and the city on fire because of the Birdemic. So
yeah. The pandemic.
No, that's a different thing.
Going on about the effects, I did find that the prosthetics they used, or whatever it's called, for the flesh wounds, those actually seem pretty decent.
Those are actually, could have probably used some of that budget on the bird effects, but that actually looked real.
I also like that, it covered where the main characters were very helpful, wanting to help everyone that was hurt and trying to get everyone to safety and not being selfish about themselves, only to get themselves to a safe place.
Hey, those people on that bus are being attacked by those birds. Let's go save them.
We can't. We have no room. It's full in here.
They killed Becky. What if it was Natalie?
Were there any parts to you guys that like stood out to be the funniest or most memorable?
For me, I think it was really funny how he had his TV on his kitchen counter. That was kind of, it wasn't even a TV. I think it was a computer monitor, and he was always getting filmed in that position. It was that just stuck out to me as odd, but interesting.
I don't recall that at all. No, for me the funniest part was when they were trying to leave the hotel room and they like come out and they're just defending themselves with hangers.
Oh yeah.
On their way to the van, which is like, again, a little bit of spoiler, but it's like it's armed to the teeth with automatic rifles and handguns. It was just so funny.
Shit, here they come! Open the door!
Yeah, and
Oh,
go ahead.
Well, I like the scene. I don't want to say I liked it, but it stood out for me was when the girl went to use the bathroom in the bushes. And she gets
she gets attacked.
Yeah, attacked by a bird. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh my god. She's dead.
And then the scene where he makes that $1 million deal in that little cubicle. And that was hilarious.
What does it take to get you?
What does it take to win your business today? Okay, I'll give you that and 50% discount. Can we close the deal today? Can I place your order today? Great, thanks. We appreciate your business. Woohoo!
Hey, what's with all the noise?
Caught the big fish.
Yeah? How big was the sale?
$1 million.
Awesome, man!
Biggest sale of my career.
And then he gets, a week later, he's already started up his company, done all this research, and
Selling
getting
his
venture capital.
Nanotechnology, solar panels.
To me, I liked it in a way that it not only covered the bird scenes, it also covered the relationship that they started as, knowing each other, find out that they knew each other from high school, and, it continued on a relationship from there. So I think that was, it kind of took away from the other types
the second half.
Yes.
It is a romantic thriller, I think is what they marketed it as. Cover all the bases.
Just to add on to what Alex was saying about, having a van full of automatic weapons, I thought it was really interesting when, I forgot who mentioned it, with the girl underneath the van. During that scene, they were just on a busy highway, just acting out the scene with a ton of cars passing by with like a rifle. I did think, like, how would people react to this?
Let's go!
The only other things that stood out to me was, like, one, every 5 minutes they're stopping at some pit stop and they're grabbing more water. It's like they run out the first time they get like a 48 pack, and then they're grabbing gallons, and they stop again to fill up water at the creek too. It was so funny.
And the ending was really surprising too, because it just kind of happens.
Spoil it.
Yeah, no, it just kind of happens, and you're just like, huh, okay, okay, it's done. So yeah.
Isn't there going to be a sequel to this?
I think there is.
Yeah.
Is it on Hoopla?
It is on Hoopla.
So it's the Resurrection, I think. Birdemic Resurrection. So I guess that's going to be something to look forward to watching, I guess.
Sometime in the future.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, at the end of it, I awkwardly enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to.
I don't know if I could say.
Same here.
Yeah.
I give it a recommendation to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, watch
Definitely.
it and give us your input on it. See what you think about it.
Yeah.
It's definitely something you've never seen before.
All right. Well, for next week, we're going to be watching and discussing the movie Rubber. So this one is a little more violent from what we can tell. I don't think either of us have watched it. I might have actually watched it a long time ago, but I don't remember it. But it is a rated R film, so just keep that in mind if you have children that are planning on watching this as well. Just have the adults buy. But Rubber is a movie from 2010, and it's about a rubber tire from a car that somehow comes to life, and it's on this path of destruction and obsession. So that's a little bit of info for you going into this. Again, we'll watch it sometime this week, and then we'll be back either Monday and Tuesday of next week to discuss it. All the movies that we're going to be discussing on here, this is going to be movies that you can watch on Hoopla. And again, like we said earlier, all these movies you can stream online from the library. You don't have to wait for the DVD or anything like that. And we're open to suggestions. If you have a movie that you've seen on Hoopla that you would like, you can just email us at library@nationalcitylibrary.org and make your suggestion there, and we'll consider it for the next time. And we'll post the information for these Zoom meetings on our website, so just keep checking back there for our next meeting.
All right, and to access Hoopla on your computer, just go to the library website and click on the Hoopla link. Click on Get Started Today, and then enter your email address, password, library, and library card number. From your mobile device or smart TV, you can go to your Apple and Android store and download the Hoopla Digital App, and then enter your email address, password, library, and library card number. And if you don't have a library card, you can apply for one on our website. It is absolutely free, and you can use it to access Hoopla and all our other amazing resources.
Don't forget, if you get stuck or have any questions, don't forget to send your concerns and comments to library@nationalcitylibrary.org.
All right, until next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Can't see it from here.
To the right.
Congratulations!